Huh? What? Okay, so the door to the office is almost completely paid for and fixed. We just need Taylor to do one more Let's Rant video to help out. Hey Taylor, you're not doing anything. Make a Let's Rant video for the channel. I mean, really Taylor, you can't expect me to do all the work and pay for the door that you broke.
But I'm drinking good whiskey. It's second to the bottom shelf. Jacques Daniels.
Come on, Taylor, you gotta stop drinking this stuff and actually help me out with the Let's Rant. I mean, who pays for this stuff?
What's the point? Company X does bad thing. Fan base cries on Reddit until Company X PR department demands they fix it. You can almost set your watch by it at this point.
You're not getting out of this one, Taylor. Let's Rants are important because it gives the audience something to fall back on in these trying times, and it's our duty as content creators to call out bad practices in the industry and give our viewers hope.
EA is rebooting Dead Space without Visceral.
There's no hope for this industry.
Never was.
This video is sponsored by the coldest water. Honestly, with the pandemic and me personally making the attempt to be healthier, having a bottle of water this size has really helped me to start drinking more water as opposed to soda. I've made it my personal goal to drink at least one full bottle a day, and it's honestly helped me cut down on tossing out water bottles every day at my morning job. It's really great having my drink cold throughout my whole work shift and my ice being completely unmelted. Not to mention it keeps your drinks cold for up to 36 hours, which really helps for this blazing hot summer. It also gives me that comfort knowing that I have the insurance of not only keeping my drink cold in the summer, but keeping my drink hot in the wintertime when I sit back and relax with some hot chocolate. For up to 12 hours if I'm an overachiever. Not to mention this is one of the first bottles I've owned like this that has a straw, so that's an added bonus for gas mask wearing nerds like me. Links are in the description and the comments section for those of you who want to check it out too. And for those of you out there who want this specific kind of bottle, this is the coldest 32-ounce sports bottle.
I am no longer excited for this industry. If you are wondering why my Let's Rants have been coming out slower and slower, it boils down to one factor: passion. When I was passionate and excited, I wanted to call everything out because I could add to the discourse and contribute to the wave of voices shouting against whatever EA Actisoft BS was going on at the time. Virgil or I would spend some time putting together a script, doing some research to make sure our ducks were in a row, then we would give this mostly well thought out rant. However, for me in particular, I started noticing something as of late. Old talking points would return like dusting of glitter you swore you got off your pants. Time and time again for me, I would retread old statements. Loot boxes are bad. This practice here is anti-consumer, and we as a community need to do better. Sure, the targets or some of the details would change. It would be a different company name or a different game. Different details, the same devils. What makes it even worse is these played out the same. Except for Star Wars Battlefront 2, every scandal had a predictable ending. A company did something anti-consumer. Their fan base would get mad and the company would respond by saying, "Hey, we're listening." They would then do just enough to get the fans to shut up and the headlines to stop. But in essence, it would still be there. You only need to look at Season Passes or Destiny 2's Silver Store to see that in play. It's not even how companies treated us as consumers. The same stories come out on how they treat their employees. From Ubisoft's sexual harassment scandal, to Rockstar's crunch culture, to Activision Blizzard's sexual harassment scandal. You see what I mean? What's become even more demoralizing is the good developers becoming one of the bad ones over time. Did you know that BioWare, Bethesda, and CD Projekt Red used to be held in high regard and were the standards for development practices? Now they're just like the rest of this industry with crunch culture, anti-consumer practices, and if history is going to continue to repeat itself, one of them is going to have a sexual harassment scandal. What hasn't helped is the cowards in the video game journalism industry. The people at IGN, Kotaku, and whatever major outlet you want to add seem almost allergic to holding these companies responsible. You notice how Ubisoft's scandal was dead until it cropped up again in their Singapore offices? Exactly. When gamers are being sexist crybaby man-children, or PewDiePie makes an edgy joke, the articles just come out of the woodwork. When one of the big boys has an issue, there will be a few articles, I'll admit that. However, the news will quickly dry up and they'll be right back to giving Call of Duty an 8 out of 10 because it's good enough to secure early access for next year. If it wasn't for Jason Schreier, there would not be accountable in this industry from journalists outside of the bare minimum needed to look credible. Then we get to us, the gamers. I'm willing to bet that 80% of us are just people looking to play their video games in peace. Most of us go into our Twitch streams and Discord communities to talk about the latest patches and new updates. Essentially, most of us are decent. However, that 20% seem to get louder and louder every year. This 20% didn't get the memo that death threats are not cool. These are the people that care way too much about easy mode being in Dark Souls and getting good. This is the 20% that thinks harassing streamers until they're crying is part of the job and people should just deal with it. This 20% is the reason the anti-gamer articles get written. This horde of man babies is the reason we'll forever be viewed as socially illiterate and emotionally immature. Don't think that the majority is innocent though. We bought the loot boxes and the season passes. We rewarded scummy tactics, and now we have a scummy industry. The people that buy Call of Duty and Madden every year do no research and are the main reason why this industry has gone so far downhill. It makes headlines when video games don't have microtransactions. We sat on the sidelines of so many discussions and never talked with our wallets. Every bad anti-consumer practice is our fault. Period. So yeah, as you can tell, I no longer have any passion for this industry. The only video game I really play nowadays is Final Fantasy XIV. Its financial scheme is tolerable and the community is pleasant for now. Who knows when that will go sideways, and my cynical mindset is just waiting for Yoshi P to make a season pass. Anyways, the point is, I'm tired of saying the same things again and again, watching the cycle repeat. I'm tired of people acting surprised when this does happen. This industry is what it is, and I'm tired of us arguing about the same thing we argued about 15 years ago. I'm just gonna hang out in my corner while people argue about the same stupid things we have always been arguing about. By the way, console wars are stupid. Stop standing corporations, you idiots, and let people play the games how they see fit.